All right, good morning, everybody. How you guys doing? I am going to use this empathic oracle deck, which I recently picked up. It's freaking awesome. So let's get into the week, shall we? Hope you guys are doing great. This is not really connected to any specific zodiac sign. It's more about the spiritual path. If you're looking for live readings related to the spiritual path, I do those on Patreon on Thursdays. The mid-month readings for each individual zodiac sign is up in Patreon. I make it one massive video, so you can check that out. But time codes are there, so don't worry about it. Okay? All right, let's see what messages need to come through on the spiritual path for this week. Messages that need to come through today, for this week. Deep breath. Summer. All right. We got this at one point before. I feel like this might be your story. Okay. Summer, your story. Gaslighting. There's something about what you're seeing more clearly right now, that somebody was either lying to you or someone was telling you what they wanted you to believe about yourself, and that makes them feel bigger. Okay? There's something like that, there's this idea of diminishment. So sometimes people can use their spiritual path to diminish other people. And sometimes you can see that other people are trying to diminish you as you're on your spiritual path. We're all learning, we're all growing, and there's no need to be in that energy. But there's also, every time I do a reading, I put this big, and I said this to you last week, and I wanted you to know this, because there is this ball of protective energy around these readings. And negativity does try to show itself outside of these readings. So you've seen that. I'm sure you've all seen that. And, it is what it is. I mean, it's, people basically acting through their own lens of how they see the world. And that's perfectly fine, because that's their journey. That's what they're supposed to be doing. Okay. So it doesn't mean that it doesn't, hurt you, or it doesn't feel, bad to you. What you need to remember is to keep yourself realizing your power and your who you are. It doesn't limit in any way, shape, or form how you tell your story. What other people's truths are, okay, what other people are like trying to make you believe about yourself, it's kind of them. Okay, it's not kinda, it is them. All right, so just, you can look at it with compassion. You can look at it with like, hey, like, you might not want to be like that, because I'm seeing right through you. I'm seeing that you're, trying to, make me feel a certain way. Okay, and that's about diminishing other people, and it's not healthy, and it's toxic, and all of those things are true. Because it's about, it's about other people wanting to seem bigger. It's ego is what it is, okay? It's ego. So let's see where we go here. And it's also like, I feel like people like to diminish other people in that they haven't quite learned how other people have bright lights too. You know what I mean? Like, we all have bright lights. All y'all have bright lights. And sometimes people want to diminish you in order to make their light seem brighter, but it's just not true. Because look at, this is gaslighting. That's what it is. It's like, your light has to be diminished so I can be brighter. And it's just, it's complete bullshit is what it is. Okay, it's complete bullshit. Okay, let's see where we go here. Two of Wands underneath, Two of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Judgment, Tower, Seven of Wands. Yep. Hanged Man. Seeing yourself a little bit differently here. Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Five of Cups. So for some of you, I feel like there is some lovely, solid work being done here. You're making some good choices. You're making some good choices about moving forward. So this Two of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, you have a lot of choices, okay? I feel like your wishes being granted, everything is happening, everything is unfolding right now, currently, as it should be, as it always does. And there's suddenly this crossroads, okay, right in front of you. Like, what is it that I truly want? How am I exhibiting myself? How am I showing myself in the world? I feel like there could be a little bit of a moment in time when you or someone else is going through this tower moment, and what I was just saying, they're like scratching and clawing to prove themselves in some way, okay? And they kind of see your light as threatening to them, okay? They see your light as threatening to them. This is somebody who may feel like inside they haven't quite achieved what they're here to achieve. Like maybe they've been given a lot, or something like that. Like they don't feel like they've earned it in some way. And so there's some kind of insecurity in them that feels like they haven't really earned their path. But that's an old, that is definitely something that we're moving away from, where it's not necessarily about hard physical labor or anything. It's more about embracing lessons and telling yourself, and talking with yourself and learning from your guides, and being in your spiritual journey and really being able to hear what's coming toward you. Okay. You may feel that you're questioning yourself. Somebody clearly tried to gaslight you about who you are. And because you're an empath, because you're somebody who is, sometimes too open, or you may have opened yourself up for this, it can feel devastating when those things do happen. But you do have a choice here, Two of Wands. You do have a choice here to take good care of yourself. This person could be a family member, okay? And I feel like you're finally seeing, you've come very far, and this person does it again, tries to blast you again with their like, you're not so big, you're not such a great person, you're not, you think this whole spiritual journey thing, look at you, and all this kind of stuff. And they try to do that. You may feel attacked by this person, okay? So just know that they're going through something themselves. Whatever they're saying to you is really a reflection of how they feel about themselves, okay? And just if you can try to keep that in perspective. Perspective is so important. I don't think we realize how important or how critical it is to realize that everything is about perspective. It's about how you're seeing it, and you can at any time shift your perspective about something. So I feel like this person in the past may have been somebody who, had a field day with you, was able to manipulate you, was able to just, and it wasn't really difficult for them. Okay. It was kind of easy. And now when they come up against you, or they try to do this again, they get it blasted like right back in their face. And that's uncomfortable. Okay. And that's not something that they expected, or it's something that, for whatever reason, is showing them more about their own story, right? They're seeing that whatever they're trying to reflect to you is their own story. And they're like, you're behaving as a mirror here. So one of the things that I like to do to protect myself, or keep myself in high vibe energy. And high vibe energy, by the way, is not this like chatty, magical, I'm a super unicorn energy. It's about being authentic to your truth, authentic to your path. Okay. So it doesn't mean that people who are spiritually, on their path, or working with all their lessons and their triggers, and everybody's got them, It doesn't mean that they're always nice or easy or anything like that. In fact, that's probably part of the journey, is to not be in that energy, right? I'm feeling that right now, that whoever has been doing that to you, and this could be a person you've known your whole life, this could be a new person, especially if you have had a person like that in your life and you have walled them off without really doing the work. If you haven't done the work, then it's likely somebody new coming in is just going to go, right? Like the same way, with the same kind of bullshit, with the same kind of gaslighting, with the same kind of stuff. So the challenge really is to look at it directly. Like I said, this could be a family member. Okay, this could be a family member. This could be somebody who you think is supposed to love you. All right, or you think that's what your upbringing taught you, that family members or whatever are supposed to be loving. And one of the things to embrace here is that this person who's doing this, or who's showing you this experience, who's reflecting this experience to you, has embraced some, is trying to deal with the fact that they are now, it's coming through their walls. Like they're starting to see that, oh, the things I've been doing to other people is just a reflection of who I think I am, right? And it's like freaking them out, okay? They're trying to, push it back, and by doing that, they're projecting it onto other people. I also feel like you having these lots of choices and working through things, I feel like there is some kind of addiction to the idea that, being on the spiritual path is somehow, it's all like hearts and fairy dust and unicorns, like I said. And this person's value to you can be, hey, you know what? It's like time to look at some things that are triggering you. And one of them is that this other person or other people in your life, or this is one of your lessons, are gaslighting you. They're trying to diminish your light. They're trying to, force their own opinion on you. Or it's also true that, like, when people, if you ask for advice, that's one thing, okay? But people try to, if people try to come on your path and force advice on you, or try to be like, here, I'm here to be your guru. And you're like, okay, I didn't ask for you to be my guru. All right. Like, if that is going on, then you know that this is an unhealthy thing from that other person. They're like, they feel like they have a spiritual need to be in some kind of like higher position. And the fact is, like, we are all on the same, there is no such thing as this hierarchical experience, who's ahead in the timeline, who's behind in the timeline. It doesn't, those things are not, let's not lay judgments on whether that's good or bad, okay? People are just where they are. People just have the lessons they have. And so it's kind of like your Wonder Woman bracelets, it is to have the awareness that whatever people project onto you, try to gaslight you with, first of all, it's really good to learn how to identify those behaviors, especially if you have toxic family members or toxic people. And it's your belief that, hey, family members are supposed to love each other, that may be the thing that needs to be worked on. Because it's like, okay, yeah, that's true. There is, but is that true, right? Is that true? Is that really something that maybe I have to work on? Maybe I have to understand the difference between love and compassion in kind of a general way, or a spiritual way, instead of I'm loving you so you love me back, or any kind of lower vibration way of exchanging love. Okay, or old belief systems around love, right? That's like the holding on to the old way of love and not realizing that the higher vibration of love is having compassion for people and being like, you know what? And again, and then also resisting the need to be like, oh, you're so low vibration because look at what you're doing. It's hard to do that, right? It's kind of hard to, right? It's kind of hard to do that. It's kind of hard to be in that place of like, okay, I see what's happening here. And so I'm working on my own protection. But then this person's lesson, because of that, is coming from inside. It may not come from you being like, I see what you're doing. You're trying to gaslight me. And really that says more about you than it says about me. Although you know that to be true. You know that to be true. It may or may not have any valid, or it may or may not have any value saying it. Okay. You knowing that in that moment. And I think this is a time when my recommendation is to ask your own guides, like, is this something I need to say out loud? Because this person's been doing this to me my whole life. Is that part of the lesson that I need to say, hey, I see what's going on here? Or is it kind of just like shining it on? And knowing in yourself that you're like, I'm not taking that in. I'm not taking this bullshit in, because that ain't true. All right, that's somebody else's stuff, and it's not necessary here. Wonder Woman bracelets, right? Wonder Woman bracelets. So you can have that experience of it. Let's see, this Seven of Wands and Hanged Man, this person who's the Hanged Man. Judgment is a very Star, Chariot, Six of Pentacles. Okay, good. This is about what the lovely energy. I know we're moving into Scorpio energy this week, okay? But this is the last vestige of the Libra energy of balance. More give and take, more back and forth. And sometimes how you're going to do that needs healing so you can move forward. The Aquarian energy there of how do I handle my own triggers? You know, how do I handle my own stuff when people bring it to me without it being like, I got to get you back, or I've got to somehow, you know, attack you or something like that. How can you do that? Because I think that's going to be one of those things that in our society as a whole, we're going to need to work on is, you know, you have your opinions, I have my opinions, everybody's on their spiritual path. No, it's not either good or evil. If you feel like someone is trying to encroach on your energy, then that's one thing. You can protect yourself from that. Let them deal with it on their own, in their own way. But there can be some sadness. I feel like there is sadness here because I feel like this person may be somebody that you think that you're supposed to feel a certain way about or have a certain relationship with. Okay, siblings, right? Your mother. Somebody who's in your life, somebody who's in your experience that your upbringing says to you, this is how you are required to behave with this person. And it's really looking at your own story growing up and where you are now, because this is about evolution. This is about moving forward in your life. This isn't about staying the same as you were when you were 5 or 15 or 25 or 50 for that matter. Okay. It is about moving those things forward. And this person is in your life here to remind you that even if you're, you know, if you've insulated yourself from this for any amount of time, this lesson may come back around because we're in Scorpio time now about the deep feelings getting churned up and things, you know, secrets coming to light and all this kind of stuff. So you can have this sadness around this particular experience of this, because it's like, I'm really sad that they feel like they have to still do that to me. Why can't we just get along? Why can't we be more balanced? And it's like, well, that's not really up to you. You only can control how you respond. Don't react. Okay. Just respond in a way that is mindful and has compassion for this person. Okay. Let's see where we go here. So the blocks that need to be overcome. This is a big healing moment here for your own story. Okay, this is a big healing moment. Judgment again. Wow. Empress. Yeah, there's something here around that. King of Cups. This is deep feelings. Taurus and Libra. I feel like this person may have blocked feelings in their own life. They have a struggle with their own feelings. This person is at a crossroads in their own life, and that's why this might be happening. You guys are definitely blocking feelings or conversations around feelings because of any time you would show this person any kind of compassion. they would skewer you or something like that. So this is really about having some compassion for yourself too. And has to do somehow with standing up for yourself. Not in a hurtful way or a jabbing back way, but in a more kind and compassionate way that, is self-protection. This is self-protection. Queen of Pentacles here. All right. And that's part of the healing and letting go of the belief that you're supposed to be nice to this person or that you're supposed to have, you can have compassion for this person. You don't have to spend time with them. Okay. All right. Actions and advice for you. 7 of Pentacles. 9 of Wands. You tried everything with this person. 4 of Wands. In order to have peace, I feel like you need to be at peace with, hey, we're going to just have to agree to disagree about this. We're going to have to just agree that this is something that is not going to trigger me anymore. This is really not about me. Okay, whatever you're dealing with is what you're dealing with. I have to deal with my own situation. I'm really not interested anymore in going down this road where we're debating that I'm good or bad people, because that's really your story. It has nothing to do with me. Okay. And I feel like you are being empowered by this because you're finally seeing this person in the clear light of day. All right. So this gaslight, throwing the light on who they truly are by doing that, you're being able to be in more healing energy and moving forward. This can even be informing your story about what you're here to do in terms of a healer. Okay, this could have been knocking down your confidence all this time in yourself. And part of it is about knowing who you truly are. Okay, knowing who you truly, no matter what anybody says. Okay, knowing who you are and just being able to be comfortable with that, regardless of what other people say. Okay, all right, let's see. Messages to you from your higher self. Moon, yep. There can be a lot of insecurities here. 10 of Cups again. Oof. Wow. Hermit. High Priestess. Justice. This is really looking at, okay, so not only family, but what makes up family? What is that about for you? What is, the true nature of being connected in what we call family? Okay, really looking at that for yourself. This person is really opening up some veins for you, okay? And I feel like that's not something to discuss with them. That's not the purpose of them being in your life. They're here to cut you and walk away. So part of the balancing here is realizing and coming at it from a more cerebral perspective. This is very cold perspective, okay? Of not getting emotionally involved in this. And allowing yourself to be like, oh, okay, I see you. I see you. Right? The Aquarius, very cold. I see it. And Chariot, so Pisces and Cancer here. I did see Scorpio on the bottom there for a second. Let's see where we go here. This is really about balancing yourself out as it relates to this energy of people or persons or whatever trying to tell you what your story is. Okay. Ace of Wands, Knight of Cups, World, 4 of Pentacles. Wow. 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. Yeah, there's still so much stuff here. Okay. So I feel like you, this is like false. There's a couple of false starts here. I feel like this could be even looking back in your life about how you've tried to create family in your own life, or how you've tried to have love in your own life. This person really, even if this is a new person, they're kind of like, there's some kind of wound here that people keep seeing, whether it's one person in your life, a family member, or you shut them off, other people coming in, because it really needs to be looked at very, very deeply and healed finally. Okay. This is about doing that, the deepest healing. It's about who you are, knowing who you are, your story. Okay. So you feel like you're moving forward. You feel like there's new beginnings and everything is coming in and this is great and it's over. But then it all comes back up again. 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, and 9 of Swords. So this is kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. This could even go to why you may have had some trouble with commitment, or you're attracting people who have trouble with commitment because you're having, this kind of internal dialogue all your whole life about who you are. And so you're not solid in that yet. And that's the work that's being shown to you now, is to become solid in your own belief about who you are, because other things are going to keep showing up until you can be like fully out of it, fully shifted out of it. And this is stuff that could come from your mom, could come from somebody close to you in your family, or who you were, black sheep of the family, or something along those lines. And those things, especially if you're dealing with like a CPTSD kind of experience where complex post-traumatic stress disorder has to do with gaslighting and other kind of toxic behaviors that can come from childhood, can come from a long time ago, and have sort of a disembodied feeling, like you don't know why you're feeling a certain way or whatever, because it may have been pre-verbal that this all sort of you all experienced all this. But this is the real deep kind of work that needs to be done right now, because it can't just be surface. It can't just be like, oh, so I'm batting off this one person, or I'm batting off this one experience. This has been a lifelong thing. I've continually attracted people who either have trouble with commitment or reflect back to me my own, the story that other people have tried to make me feel about myself. And now it's time to really go deep. Okay? It's time to really go deep into this story, into this healing of yourself, so that these people don't keep showing up in your life. The person you're asking about is trustworthy. Prayer will help the situation. Innocence. Write about your thoughts and feelings. First of all, this is you, okay? So if someone has tried to tell you that you're not trustworthy, right, 9 of Wands, or you're somebody who is, whatever the storyline they're trying to perpetrate, you got to come from the place of, I am solid, I am trustworthy, I am real, my feelings matter, who I am, I'm doing my own work on who I am, and not let this person's opinion mean so much. Okay? Because it does seem like it knocks you down very deeply every time that happens. So now's the time to really build up the internal strength of looking right in the face and go, why is what they're telling me or saying to me or reflecting to me so upsetting to me? What is it? What is the thing that I harbor about myself that I feel like I'm being outed, right? I feel like I'm being outed. It's likely because this could be, somebody new in your life or whatever, but it's likely because someone might have said to you, okay, let's just take an example. You're not trustworthy. Because of how you are, because you might be somebody who is who does things a different way. And the person has wrapped that in the story of you're not trustworthy. Well, that's not what that means at all. It means you do things differently. So they feel like they can't trust you. You got me? Because you behave the way you are. They're saying that your particular persona, your soul, isn't valuable, isn't real, is somehow flawed and wrong. See how powerful that is? Especially if you tell it to a child. That who you are isn't good. So that is a very deep, deep lesson to work on, whatever the storyline was, okay? And to nurture that small inner child who's been told something about themselves that has been a characterization of the way your soul has embraced life. That's their opinion. Okay? It's time to take it out of hiding. It's time to take this way of being, this way of your soul, and embrace it. Do we all have things we need to work on in our life? You bet. But being told that your core is wrong, that's what this has opened up here. That's the vein that this person has opened up, because that's what they have done. They have shared their own insecurities. They've reflected them back onto you, right? The moon reflects the sun's light. And I feel like you might be somebody who has a lot of light, who's very light, who has a big light, and this other person is trying to diminish that. And they've been fairly successful, I must say. Or it's tag teaming on with somebody who said that to you as a child, and now as a grown-up, you're attracting people who try to do that too. Okay? So use it as a lesson to go inside and see yourself, and go inside and see the value that's in there. And maybe there's insecurity on their part. Sure, maybe there's other, who cares? Okay, who cares? It's really just like, okay, what's this reflecting to me? Because there's something that needs to be healed and worked on so that you can have relationships, you can have things moving forward in your life. Okay, let me do one more thing here. All right, stay optimistic, true love, wedding, attraction. This really is getting you, so it's like, thank you, whoever's doing this, thank you very much, because it's showing me in this reading, and it's showing, if this is for you, that there's some one thing that still needs some deep cleaning before the person who's meant to be with you can truly come in and stay. Okay? Whoever this is for. All right. Good morning, everybody. Oh my God, that was kind of heavy for a Monday.